Yeah.
So, what div is this, by the way? Just
Huh?
curious. What division?
Oh, I am.
Okay. So I mean, in this situation for your class, there's nothing really special to do. Obviously, like if the demo wants crits, you could follow him to crits, which you are doing. And you just run back to scout after you give him the crits. Any reason you picked this demo in particular?
Huh?
Any reason you picked this like demo, like this match in particular?
It was just like a match that I didn't feel I did like exceptionally well, but I didn't do like exceptionally terribly. So I'm like, all right, if this is my average gameplay, let's see how I can improve that.
Okay. If you can, I feel like you could definitely buff your flank if they're there. If they're not there, then I mean, they're lost. Cause like you want to like be, you could definitely buff your heavy here and your sniper. I think you might buff your sniper since he's coming to you for a buff. It looks like,
Hmm.
which he is. But you could definitely give your heavy buff before the setup ends, and then you could just chill here. Usually, I don't like the dispenser here. Usually, the dispenser is here for me. And I just chill here. It's way safer. Because if they get a really good sack in, if they sack, then you're probably toast.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that. They're fucking close. It's good to keep your back against the wall just in case of spies, but like, since you're chilling here, at least in that moment, you definitely could like be looking at like what's going on. Because it looked like you didn't have a clue what was happening. Now you're in a way more comfortable position. I heard spy on cloak get spotted by your pyro nice. He was like over here.
Hmm.
Alright, you guys are at the point where you gotta leave, which you're doing. Let me know if the stream is bad. Oh, that's
No,
unfortunate.
it's good.
Yeah, so you get bombed by the soldier here, which your flank should be on tunnel to spot it. If you lose a flank, then you gotta be like aware and play more passive. So it really sucks that you died there,
Hmm.
but just get used to it. Like, especially when it happens to you, you want to keep a mental note on that
Yeah, I
so
don't
it doesn't
think
happen again.
I got bombed like a second time in this game, or at least I didn't get market gardened again.
Yeah, that was a market garden too. Like, if the gun was set up, that wouldn't have happened ever.
Hmm.
They usually never get away with that. That's spy. Okay. Alright, so you guys know you're at this head here. You guys have two pick classes, but your demo's dead along with your flank, or half your flank. And you lost your engineer. You need to bait your team right now. Like, by shutter. They're just gonna walk with payload here, and you're gonna get cut off.
Hmm.
You need to leave. This is. Eh. It's just better to go through over here when you're leaving. Because this shutter rotates out to here, and you'll
Uh,
probably meet someone that's spawning.
I forgot you
Since you
could
did.
go through that spawn door, like and go through it.
Yeah, all the vigil defense spawns connect to each other.
Hmm.
So just keep that in mind, because when you went there by yourself, you could have got ran at by a spy, or since you don't have any target, you're not building. So you guys managed to hold this, which is weird, but I mean it is. I am. So you guys are about to even out here. You guys actually have ad, but you have no gun. If you're gonna commit to this hold, you guys gotta be more forward and get space. So there's a heavy inside tunnel. You guys have like no positioning at all. But your spy gets the meta again. You guys should really not be fearing here. I don't know where your demo is, but you guys should. Alright, whatever. You guys decided to leave. So, I mean, it's probably better because your position wasn't bad in the first place, but this could be actually a better play because since the spy got the med, they have to build a full Uber here, so you guys could kill some time. Your demo's playing really forward. Don't stick to this corner too much,
But like
because
I stick to the wall, right?
you could hug this wall, right, for spy, but you should be pretty safe here. Like, just
Yeah, my demo told me after the game to like stand on that corner.
this.
Yeah, right there.
That's kind of unsafe. Just do right here. This is like a really good equilibrium of being able to buff your sniper, your NG, your pyro, and your demo.
Hmm.
And your arrow, your heavy if he needs an arrow.
Yeah.
So like your demo's dead. He overextended for no reason. You need to use on a pyro uber. You can't let them get this uphill. Yeah, this shouldn't be happening. Like there needs to be a call made There's no Uber. Like if you guys walk in here, you guys get them for free. But at this point, they're gonna build Uber, and you guys are already down 4 players on defense, so you have the longer spawn. If they walk forward, you guys gotta leave, which they might as well do soon. I think they're gonna wait. No, they're just gonna walk forward. They're gonna use here. They're super close.
Hmm.
Okay, your spy gets a pretty good pick. The cart's up the hill, so that's not good. But you guys use second, and they're like all over the place. So you guys actually managed to win this fight. I feel like you guys could have got the med and got like literally more than their team if like the pyro or the demo didn't die and you guys use the aggro Uber because you guys have ad.
Hmm.
How are you with keeping track of Uber ad?
Um, I like if I focus on it, I can do it pretty reliably, and like I can usually get it within like 20% of accuracy right now.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, if it makes you feel better, there's 8 other people in the game that you could ask to reassure if the medic died, and it's in Highlander. It's really easy to count Uber because like if the medic died, like you just keep it. Like if you died and the medic died, you could assume it's like roughly even. Like if the medic
mhm.
died and you're alive, then you could assume that you have a pretty high majority of it.
Yeah,
Just stuff like that.
that's what I do. I just have a like sometimes have a hard time keeping track of all the stuff that I'm trying to like not die to and Ubers. But I can usually get like, okay, we have like 40% ad, or they have 60% ad. I can usually get that. So.
Yeah, and in case of your job, you just literally need to have active reflexes, or just active like a time in your head where you think spy's going to attack you, and then you turn around and then just keep everyone healed up. Try to call for your team to call crit heals more, and just try to like your heavy's usually just going to be holding angles, right? So you want to keep your heavy. You want to tank your demo. Keep your sniper at 185. Make sure that your sniper is the type of person to spam medic or just ask for 185 on comms a lot. That's all he really needs to do. And yeah, just keep track on heals and spy and Uber ad. But with Uber ad, it's more generous because you have other people that can reassure if you have Uber ad or not. So you guys go for an exchange here, and you guys are winning this, getting them mad. You need to play safe-ish, which I mean they're not really focusing you. Well, but you died to Pudis, and they just walked in cap. That was really chaotic. So I don't know if they didn't con that the flank they lost their flank, but you guys should have positioned yourself like you guys were here at this point, and then you guys just needed to be here again. That way
Mhm.
you can keep track of both the cart really close and flank. But I mean, the time wasn't the worst. It's I think their time was slightly better than average, but I mean that's not impossible to beat.
If I recall, we won, but like barely.
If you won, that's impressive. Barely ish. That's besides the point. That means the red team must have made a lot of mistakes, or you guys just capitalize, and you guys probably capitalize on it.
Hmm.
So I mean, we'll see what happens. But you gotta remember that your post Uber positioning and exchanges needs to be really good. Like on the cart is usually where you don't want it to end. You want to end it like back on your terms, on defense. And keep in mind on who you have and who you don't have. I mention it a lot when we lose our flank, because that's another thing you can do as medic. Uh, Everyone needs to be scoreboard attentive, but you can be more scoreboard attentive than others. So you could communicate and be like, okay, well, we don't have this amount of players. I'm gonna position like this way.
Hmm.
Because I know that people could be like, oh, I want to heal more. I want to keep my team alive. But there's sometimes where you have to fold your hand and just bait your players.
Hmm.
Because you don't want to stagger and lose Uber ad or lose Uber build. You came out super early. It must have been because no, the spy's alive. This is kind of risky. Yeah, usually you want to. There's no reason for you to be here. Like they could get all this cart pressure because they're gonna play passive. They're not gonna play aggressive into you. I mean, they didn't really capitalize on you being out super early, but other teams will. So you need to keep that in mind. Like in payload, in the initial first push, it's all about building cart time here, and you don't really have to stay out until they're like backing out, and you get the first point.
Hmm.
This goes
Yeah.
for Swiftwater. This goes for Upward. This goes for Vigil. Like it goes for pretty much every single payload map in Highlander.
There,
On the
uh, our main color wanted me out early, so.
It's interesting. If he keeps calling that and you start dying while going out early, then you need to be like, no, that's not it.
Hmm.
Because literally, I mean, it's a standard. Unless they're like really good at keeping you alive, there's not really a point. You guys are gonna go for the Uber on side tunnel here. You guys exchange here. You're gonna get stuffed out. This is why side tunnel isn't really the best Uber to exchange from. You want to do it from hill. So now your Uber ends. They lose engineer. They lose heavy, which is pretty good. You guys need to focus gun from main tunnel because
Hmm.
the gun doesn't have an angle on you guys. But you guys aren't gonna capitalize on their 3 players, or are you?
Your
You lose your
stream
demo.
just died. Uh,
Oh, is it frozen?
it's like it's freezing every couple seconds.
I'm probably lagging. Let me know when it stops freezing. I am lagging.
Okay.
Are we good?
I mean, it's not. I don't know. It still has really low like visual quality, but it's probably fine. So
Give me 1 sec.
okay.
Check it.
Okay, that's good.
So you guys got really big numbers and engineer. They have no gun. If gun finally dies, or you lose your dome. But you guys walk anyway. That's fine. It seems like they're out of position. This is an okay spot. You need to get ready to. You're good. I would have played like here. Well, spy's there, which would have been awkward. But you played in like a way where like you weren't gonna get like peppered by the heavy. So it's.
Hmm.
Did they lose their med there? Yeah, they did. Their med has disad. You guys need to wait. You guys need to wait. You guys don't have cart pressure, and you just need to build this Uber. If they hold close, you just use on your demo and you roll. So you guys have Uber here. You need to get ready to use. You don't drop your demo. Nice. They don't have anything. Just keep players alive. You have ad. It doesn't matter. Flashing doesn't matter. Alright, so you lost your demo, but it's fine. You guys have good player ad. Yeah, you guys have really good player ad, actually. Like, the comparison of losing your demo on blue compared to losing your demo on red is pretty big.
Hmm.
So you guys got up the hill, no problem. I feel like you guys were being hasty, but it worked out anyway because they didn't get to build a level 2 or level 3 gun. And you guys are like half disad, but it doesn't matter because you're building while you're pushing cart. Alright, Spike goes for his play. He fails. You're like in front of your demo, which isn't good. You want to be like right here, and then just like hug the wall when you get to the point. Alright, you guys want to take a push somewhere else. You're at 85 Uber. You guys can go flank. You guys can go red room. The gun is still level 1, which is kind of massive. If someone spotted that, you guys could have went through main. But you guys are gonna go through red room here, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Um, this is like kind of delayed. Alright, we're good. So you guys are gonna take it through red room. Demo kind of use a lot of his stickies. They have level 2 gun here. You can't drop your demo. But he's not really committing. This is really scuffed. Alright, you guys use. There's a bunch of traps there. Alright, your power is forward for some reason, but he takes the brunt of the Uber and he gets a lot of picks, I guess. Just a minute. Scott's just walking. They're down their med. You guys need to play on your heels here. You lost your demo and soldier, and that's it. You can literally lead with heavy. It's pretty massive. You guys just need to walk. You guys have super big number ad. There's a spy there. I don't know why any of your teammates are walking. Just something to keep in mind. This is offense to defense. You never want to be really offensive in defense unless like you know you could roll the team.
Hmm.
You have to like express like how important it is having like demo engineer like medic especially like that's a big one. Like you only lost demo and soldier and your team did not want to go through main to push. Like they were scrambled.
Hmm.
Like if you need a like this isn't just for you, but like just for anything in your team is like keep in mind with the number advantage, because you guys eventually just win and melt them down. So you guys delay here, and you have Uber end, so you might be able to go back in with it and just redeem the push from there. But this push from main could be like whatever, because you guys have ad. If it was even, I would say go red room or go to the flank and take flank over. All right, so you guys are gonna go through with this. You use with scout, which is this is all right. You get ready to flash your demo. You were too focused on your scout, unless they called that it was a solo scout Uber, which I kind of doubt on payload. You need to look back while Ubering. Do you
Yeah.
have toggle heal or hold heal? Hold the heal.
Toggle.
Yeah. With hold, I understand it could be a little bit harder, but with toggle, like you could literally just keep the toggle on scout and then look back and see who's in it, who else is walking with you,
Mhm.
because like your demo shouldn't have died there. Like it was like he had a really long time to get flashed, but it's
Okay.
fine. It looks like you guys eventually win this. You
Mhm.
played a post super positioning fine. I think your positioning is fine. You just need an arrow tanker heavy. You guys don't. You guys don't. Okay. They just don't look at the cart at all.
Mhm.
Okay. There's a lot of things I could take in. For you personally, it's just more like how your team is positioned, because you could be doing so much with the power that you have when it comes to Uber advantage, and just knowing who's alive and who's dead, and your team isn't taking advantage of it a lot.
Mhm.
Like I feel like they bled a lot of players consistently, but if they were able to bleed like a couple players and then like you guys don't do anything on that, you guys aren't gonna go anywhere.
Mhm.
So I need you to keep in mind, like in payload, like you need to call like who's alive and who's dead on both sides, so your team knows like what they have to do based on the circumstances. Like if your flank is dead and you're holding second behind the shack, you're most likely going to get like pushed in from side tunnel, or you're going to be pressured from some other way. Like all these things matter. You like if spy's dead or sniper's dead, you don't have to be so scared of turning of keeping your back turned or like peeking sideline. Stuff
Mhm.
like that you need to catch on to like really fast, and then that way you'll be able to have better like positioning for yourself along with your team, and you'll be able to like do way more and just be more like efficient as nine.
Okay.
Because in my personal opinion, I feel like you guys it was both like a bunch of mistakes from both teams, but they just ended up losing because they just kept dying.
Mhm.
Like they just kept getting caught out, the enemy team. Like if they were just holding their positions on defense instead of getting caught out, you guys would have been held and you guys would have lost. Your
Mhm.
demo needs to learn to take Ubers not from just main, especially if it's even. You guys have to learn to take alternate routes and rotate the heals to do an exchange. And when you do an exchange, you need to have good post Uber positioning. That goes for yourself and your combo, because it's an exchange. Like nothing really is going to happen. People usually stay out of Uber exchanges. Nobody really dies. It's just to get the Uber out of the way. Whatever positioning that you have after the Uber will determine whether you win or lose, along with DM.
Mhm.
But I know for this division, it could be very like tough catching onto stuff like that really quickly.
Yeah.
But I see it as like a way of chess. There's just pieces on the field, and when a piece is removed, you could do more things that you couldn't do if that piece was there. So, like I said, for spy and sniper, if the enemy spy and the enemy sniper are dead, that's pretty big. For me personally, I'd be like fearless about peeking anything, because at least with demo spam, I can actually see it, so I can actually avoid it.
Mhm.
And it's just stuff like that that you just need to. It comes with time, but over time you'll get better at noticing these things and being able to output more healing to your team, and then your team just needs to have the guts to like do more things
Mhm.
with like the number advantage.
Yeah, I need to look at like who's dead, who's alive more. That's one of my things. I'm always worried. Like if I start peeking sight lines when the sniper's dead, the sniper's gonna come up and I'm not gonna notice, and he's just gonna headshot me for free.
Yeah, if you're scared of sniper when he's like dead and you don't know that he's dead, that's like you practically baiting your team if they walk forward.
Mhm.
So I say for you personally, just keep in mind on the scoreboard. If you keep like a good like mind on the scoreboard, while also like being able to multitask Uber ad and just turn your back like every time you think it's spy time,
Mhm.
you'll be perfectly fine. Everything else kind of falls on your team. Like when you're like sitting behind the shed and you get market garden, that's definitely on your team to stop that soldier because you can't spot that. You're just healing what's in front of you. You're usually playing in a safe position. There's no way you're able to spot like that.
Mhm.
Your flank should have been able to spot it. There should have been a gun there so that soldier couldn't even get a market garden. Like there's so many other things your team has to do to keep you alive. And if you notice those things, make sure to call it out. That way, it just makes you like alive more. That way, you can do more.
Mhm.
Because if you're just dying a lot, then you can't be able to do your job efficiently.
Yeah.
Your class is very important, and you could have a lot of self survival, but there's only so much you could do. But try to keep in mind the times like when your death is your fault and when your death is your team's fault.
Mhm.
Because a lot of it can fall on both ways depending on how you perform.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, that's all I can really say. Um, if there's anything else, any questions, you can let me know now.
What's your HUD? Like it looks cool.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of forgot. I think it's classic HUD, but like a minimized version.
All right.
Oh, I think it's called. No, that's the one you. Yeah, I got my new computer and then I just like got my friend's HUD and it was a pretty solid HUD. That's all I really need. And
Mm.
I just didn't look back in HUDs ever since. I don't like actively switch up.
So it's classic HUD, right?
I think it's classic. I could ask right now. Hold up.
Okay.